Robert Bellarmine, De Verbo Dei, Episode 16. Deberoi ensibus, illud non sine laude commemoratur in actis apostolorum capitulum decimum et septimum, quod cum Paulum apostolum audi visent, scrutabantur quotidie scripturas, si haec ita se haberent. Bellarmine continues now, and he says, concerning the Bereans, this form is masculine plural and ablative as the object of the preposition de. It's a reference to an event that takes place in Acts chapter 17, as Bellarmine says, when Paul visited the city of Berea. You can see it here on the map. And he began to teach them about Christ as the Messiah, and of course they searched the scriptures to see if what Paul said was true. Now concerning the Bereans, that thing, illud, not without praise or commendation, non sine laude, commemoratur, is recounted. So illud is the neuter, singular, and nominative subject of the passive verb commemoratur, which is third singular, present, indicative, and passive. That thing, illud, is commemorated or recounted about the Bereans, not without praise or with some commendation, in Actis Apostolorum, in the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 17. Actis is neuter, plural, and ablative, the object of the preposition in, and it is a substantive noun. That is, it's an adjective from the fourth principal part of the verb ago, the third conjugation verb ago agere, and then actus, or actus a are the principal parts. And so acta, then, are the things that have been done, that is, the deeds. Therefore, the title of the book is the Acta, the deeds, the doings, Apostolorum, of the apostles. And apostolorum is masculine, plural, and genitive, because it is their actions. They are their actions, thus possessive. In Acts chapter 17, that, so the illud here, is modified by and continued by this quod clause. Namely, that thing was mentioned, not without praise, that when audi visent, they had heard, they had listened to Paul the Apostle, Paulum Apostolum, and audi visent is a third plural, pluperfect subjunctive. It's a pluperfect subjunctive in the active. When they had listened to Paul the Apostle, scrutabantur. We have this verb again, this first conjugation deponent, scrutor, scrutari. They began to search, or they kept searching daily, the scriptures. Scripturas is feminine, plural, and accusative as the object of this deponent verb scrutabantur. Now, imperfects like scrutabantur can bear four different meanings generally, and I'll put them here in alphabetical order for ease. The first is conative. That is the conative imperfect, which means tried to do something. So we could translate this as they tried daily to search the scriptures, but in this context it doesn't make sense. The second use is the continuous meaning of the imperfect. They kept on searching the scriptures, and that is probably the one that we want to use here as our understanding of the imperfect. They kept on searching the scriptures daily. The third common use of the imperfect is customary, which indicates habitual action. They were in the habit of searching the scriptures. This interpretation doesn't work too well here because they only listened to Paul once, according to the story. It's not as though this was their general habit whenever they heard Paul, although that's a possibility. I don't believe that this is the one that is meant. I believe continuous imperfect is the one we want. The fourth is the inceptive. This means they began to search the scriptures. This is also possible, but in this context, but the addition of the adverb quotidie, they began daily, makes it less likely. So why were they searching the scriptures? To see whether, these things, that is the things that Paul said, ita se haberent, held themselves like that. In other words, if the things he said were true, if they really were in the condition in which he described them. Se here is the reflexive pronoun, and it is the object of haberent,